What are we thinking as far as rematch goes? I know that nothing's official yet.
Correct.
But, you know, on this show, Tyson Fury predicted that Ruiz could do it again.
Well, you know, I mean, I think...
he said he will do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I think at this point, I believe that Andy's biggest opponent is himself.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, Andy's got to stay grounded, stay humble, and not forget about what got him here. Mm-hmm. You know, I know we have to get ready for Joshua. Joshua's a great fighter. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Joshua. He's a gentleman. He's a great fighter. But at this point, it's Andy staying focused and not forgetting about, again, as I said, not forgetting about what got us here.
Those were words of the head trainer in Andy Ruiz's corner, Manny Robles. Okay? And what he said is exactly what my fear was, or my concern, rather. Not really my fear. It's just a concern. The biggest person that could affect Andy Ruiz now is Andy Ruiz. And like I've told people, that maybe the fact that he's getting all these new perks, this new lifestyle, new car, new house, new life, you know what I'm saying? New experiences, new surroundings. I'm pretty sure there's people around Andy Ruiz now that weren't there 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like there were people around now that are just, hey man, my this is my brother and this, that, and the other. You know, he has people that are around him that he hasn't had before. So like his trainer said, you know, hey, he needs to stay grounded, stay focused, you know, because he has a fight coming up between him and Anthony Joshua. And he gave good accolades to Anthony Joshua because one thing about a trainer, that's one thing I love about a trainer. A trainer is that guy that's behind the scenes, that he sometimes steps out, you know, on the forefront to give his assessment, but he's in the back. He's that guy outside looking in. He's noticing that, hey, Ruiz is, you know, he's doing a lot of new things. You know what I mean? I'm staying focused. You know, I'm watching that because I'm thinking, okay, well, how does that affect my fighter? How does that affect him, me training him? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that trainers do. Trainers that won't look at, they ain't going to fall for the bullshit, all the hype, all the, oh, well, yeah, you know, I'm on top of the world. I can beat Anthony Joshua, no problem. See, you get that kind of mindset, then you get that confidence level. Well, the confidence level doesn't match the training that you put into it a lot of times. You see what I'm saying? So I think that Robles is right, you know, and Robles sees that Ruiz is getting too cocky. A lot of people might think, no, he's not getting too cocky. He's just speaking his mind. I'm going to tell you how I know. Notice how Robles really gave respect to Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? Think about that. Like, I think he's a great fighter. You know, he's a professional. Again, a great person, great spokesman, this, that, and the other. Ruiz is talking he's talking the opposite. He's saying, oh, you know what? I don't think he's a good fighter at all. I think he's not a good boxer, you know, and all he does is run around the ring. That's more like trash talk compared to what he is, because this trainer is adhering what the capabilities of Joshua is and what he can do in the ring. So he hasn't forgot about the third round, even though the third round changed everything. I get it. But at the same time, what happened to Andy Ruiz in the third round never happened to him in any other fight. So it's kind of premature to say at this point that Anthony Joshua is not a good fighter or not a good boxer and just knows how to run around the ring. Obviously, he was keeping himself from you while he was still damaged, right? And Andy Ruiz really couldn't capitalize on it as long as Joshua kept moving. And that's really going to be a big asset in this fight. There's going to be a huge factor in this rematch. But I like what Robles is saying, because it makes a lot of sense. Because if you give a fighter this platform and you give him these opportunities and he's never had that, maybe, just maybe, he can't really handle this type of attention this point of his career. It sounds great, but then what can he do with it? You know, that's what his trainer was saying. Like, hey, you know, he has to stay focused. He has to be he has to do exactly what he did the last fight. Pick his shots, Be patient. Wait to Joshua to overcommit or get overzealous like he did and act on it. Okay? Now, that's what he needs to remember. And Robles is right. You know, you don't say, oh, he knows how to run around the ring, he doesn't box well. That's already your mind really deflecting the fact, or should I say, underestimating what Joshua can do. You know what I mean? Saying that in public. That's cool to say that to his trainer. But to say that out in public, I don't think he's a good boxer at all. I don't think, I think that that's premature to think that way, because you haven't seen Joshua improve. And if he goes in there and expecting the same Joshua, he might get knocked out. Now, I could say that, because what happens at that point, Joshua's going to know, okay, well, I know not to do this. One thing I didn't like about Joshua was that him and his team kept saying I did everything right, which was bullshit. If you did everything right, you wouldn't have lost. You know what I mean? Because you had Ruiz hurt before Ruiz had you hurt. So I don't buy that shit. Not for a second. But back to Ruiz, he might be getting a little too cocky right now. You know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with him living it up, being a champion. It's just, I didn't care for the words, and a lot of words that he chose. A lot of, like, oh, he's not a good boxer, not this and that and the other, But his trainer, Ruiz might fall for all this glamour. But Manny ain't. Manny ain't falling for none of this shit, because he knows with one loss, this could change everything. And the people that's starting to hang around Ruiz, the Snickers sponsorships and stuff like that, let's see if they're still there if he loses. Because there's a lot of things that can be snatched away from you once you start losing. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take that under advisement. And I like the way Manny thinks, because he thinks like a trainer. He doesn't think like a guy that just won the jackpot. He thinks like a person that needs to follow out a job and execute that job. You know what I'm saying? So it's good stuff. You guys tell me what you think about Manny Robles' comments concerning this matter. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.